Hi, I'm Kate, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about my journey and how I got to where I am today. So, I am a Reiki Master teacher and a spiritual seeker, I guess. But in 2008, I had some health problems. I was definitely in a health crisis. And the medical doctors were not finding out what was wrong with me. I seemed to be getting worse and worse. I started seeking outside of the medical community into the holistic healing. I found a Reiki teacher and I started having sessions with her. It definitely helped my energy, but it opened up an entirely new path for me, a spiritual path. So prior to this, and I will say I was 49 at the time, I was Catholic. I was a married woman with 2 children and a grandson. My father and his father before him both died at the age of 49. And I thought, I am not ready for this. So I looked outside of normal mainstream medical people and I started I started having Reiki sessions. In doing that, I learned that I could learn how to do Reiki, self Reiki. So Reiki I, self Reiki. And so I began taking classes and I learned how to do self Reiki. I was still very sick. So what was going on with me was my liver was failing. I had been put on so many medications and it caused liver failure. So I went to let me think, an osteopathic doctor. And I said, look, I said, this is what's going on with me. I said, I stopped taking, the things, the medicines that were causing liver damage. And I'm not going to go back on them. So you need to figure out what the heck is going on with me. Why am I sick? And find a new way to be able to heal me. And what she found was that I was actually allergic to 7 different foods. And they were big ones. It was, let me think, it's been a long time. It was wheat, uh, milk, egg whites, strawberries, almonds, peanuts, and iceberg lettuce. That was the list. And it was huge for me because I was a bread and pasta eater. So I was very distraught. I was very upset. But at that time, I was also, I don't even know. I probably weighed about I don't know. I don't remember. I was a size 18 though. I am now a size 6 to 8. So I have in all of this healing, I have lost like 35 or so pounds, give or take. So for years, I lived on this diet. I took supplements. I was very good to my body. But all that time, I was also doing Reiki. I was doing self Reiki every day. And eventually, doing the Reiki led me to other healings, such as I started meditating. I learned Buddhist meditation in a group, and then I gravitated more towards the guided meditations. I took classes by mediums and psychics and shamans, so I just was in a learning mode. I wanted to learn about the part of the world that I didn't know anything about. I did continue to get better. My liver did recover. And I wouldn't say Reiki was a cure. I think Reiki was an assistance for me. I think that Reiki gave me the energy to keep going, to help my body heal. And it was a process. One of the meditation teachers that I got so much out of was Bert Goldman. And the takeaway with him was he explained what so many things were that I already knew, but I didn't know why. I didn't know where they came from. I didn't know a name. And he had names for things and he explained things. He did quantum jumping, and that idea was you jump into a doppelganger of yourself that knows or is proficient in something that you want to learn, know, experience, or have questions about. And later on, I ran across a teacher, Seth, that channeled the Seth material. And that channeling was done in the town that I live in, Elmira, New York. Jane Roberts channeled Seth for some 21, almost, not quite, almost 21 years. And they wrote so many books together. And I have been a Seth scholar now for the past, I think, 6 years. So I'm relatively new to this kind of thing, but I have immersed myself in this woo world of energy and love and power and compassion. Um, what I would like to do is I would like to have a couple of videos that you can join with me. And I want to teach Reiki, and I want it to be free to everybody that wants to go through this series with me. If you, and absolutely free, if you want attunements or personal attention, then, contact me directly and I'll put a link below and we can talk about that. But I would like to offer at least the teachings to everybody. Now I'll show you the book that I use right here. That's my Reiki I book, and that's actually a painting that I did myself. And if you choose to do the attunements and follow up with me in a personal way, that would come to you via a PDF. I just recently stopped doing in-person sessions, kind of closed my business. So my business was called the Healing and Learning Center, and it was a full New Age shop with crystals and books and tarot cards and, whatever. I had a psychic at times. We've done a lot of book study work. I always taught Reiki there. And COVID really hurt the business, and it kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And this year I decided that, the brick and mortar is no more. So now I'm doing remote sessions. I do remote teachings. If you do want to go ahead with attunements, I am not going to make them free and public. They will be private, but they still will be via Zoom. And like I said, please contact me if you're interested in that. But do take and listen to and participate the first set until we get to the attunement time, and then I'll obviously let you know on that one. I'm going to try to keep them to about 30 to 45 minutes. And feel free to comment and respond. I will read the comments, I promise. I am so excited about teaching this modality. Now, this is the Yusui Roho method of Reiki that I have learned. I would like to teach it as authentically as I learned it, but I will certainly personally talk to anyone about how I practice it and what it means to me after the class. I love this. It was so empowering. I remember my Reiki teacher saying, well, after Reiki 2, the jig is up. You have to live your truth. And I will say that when I took Reiki 1, I was married, by Reiki 3, the marriage was getting a little bit shaky, and then I was 57 years old when I left my husband, and I am now divorced, and um, I, you know, what can I say? I am happy now. I am on my own. I am single. I am I am happy. I'm happy with myself, and I love meditating and I love sharing my knowledge. So I offer this to anyone who wants to learn. If you already know Reiki, it's always nice to learn from someone else. I do have a transcript of the story that Mrs. Takata told in her class. So I will read that during one of these sessions. So if you're just interested in Reiki, this is going to be about Reiki 1. It's going to be very basic. But I invite you all to join me. Thank you.